So the shape builder tool is pretty easy to get started with as well, and it helps you do a few things. And I think you can classify into helping you do graphic work and helping you kind of reshape artwork that you've already created, um, and kind of making things from scratch. But I think it's a bit more illustrative, and when you're doing stuff like logo and cleaning up artwork. So if you say, for example, we're trying to create a small logo which uses blended shapes, for example, and I'll just do something as an example here, um, using the ellipse tool. I'll just create something quite quickly. So I'll just try and create a very basic rounded sort of rounded logo. Sorry, I'm just trying to do this one hand as well. When you do use the shape builder tool, you need to always remember when you're combining shapes on the canvas or on the artboard that the lines that you create, when you bump them up together, it will tell you that the lines are intersecting. It's not going to tell me this right now, but you can see how I said intersect there. So if I bump this up, it should tell me intersect when I do create them from scratch. So I'll just create a new one. Let's create that equally. So if I say I want to create this as a shape, it should tell me intersect. So that means when these are joined, I can use the shape builder tool to actually edit and combine these shapes. The second thing you need to remember is when you are using the shape builder tool, you need to highlight each of the objects to actually use the builder tool itself as well. So now you can see how I had nothing selected and I just use the shape builder tool. I can't really do anything. So when I do use the selection tool, highlight everything first, then the shape builder tool, you can see now it gives me those that halftone pattern cursor icon there. See, it's not really letting me hover over that. I think I've probably done it incorrectly, but you can see this is an example. So say for example I'm turning this into a bit of a logo. I'm going to use this V shape as like a cool sort of logo there, and I'll click and I'll drag and I'll hover over and maybe I'll use this section. No, it's not going to let me. So there you go. Another thing that you can do is if you use the shape builder tool to actually clean up artworks, say for example you've maybe drawn like a, very bad example, but maybe again like a cloud, or just like an object which has lines that are slightly hovered over its edge. You can actually use the shape builder tool to clean up your artwork as well. So if you hover over shape builder tool, you can click on this, but you can see again it's not letting me click because I haven't selected the object. So always select the object, hover over the shape builder tool, and you can see if we zoom in and I hold Alt or Option Command, you can see that the cursor changes to a minus and it allows me to actually hover over a path which it will turn red. So if I click that, I'm holding Alt and I click that, it's going to clean this artwork. The last thing I should probably mention is that when you are combining shapes, if you do want to remove shapes from a combined object, say for example, you can click on the shape builder tool, but you can hold Alt and you can see that the cursor changes into a minus. So I'm letting go, holding down, letting go, holding down, holding down. Say I don't want this shape, or I don't want this one, for example. It's just not working for me right now because this hasn't activated, so I'm just going to hold Alt and remove it. And then there you go. So now this is an actual shape and I can actually reshape or recolor this to kind of however however I want. Yeah. So hopefully that makes a bit of sense. If you'd like some coaching, just let me know.